Tarrant follow up to my to-do list because I never heard back from him about the lawyers are required to sign off on for the USDA there.
Hey, Alex, how you doing this evening?
Pretty good. How are you? How's everybody doing?
Yep. Welcome, even though remotely.
Happy to be here.
Here's the one. Yeah, okay. I can.
Did you need something earlier when I was busy, or were you just curious?
No, I just came and said, saying some.
Yeah. Thank you. Getting people on the ballot. Yeah.
Whatever we have to do. Any welcome.
Mary Batilio's gonna, Mary Batilio.
Little break.
Yeah. Because she did it before.
Yeah.
It's just a little reluctant, but.
Yeah, well.
Dennis is
it wouldn't be.
next. Hi, Frank. How you doing? Good.
That's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Larry gonna be on or is he
I would
away?
think so.
What's going on with
It
this
was-
thing? Oh, no, it's not working the way it's supposed to.
We can hear you.
Yeah, we hear you, just can't see you, Jim.
Yeah, I can see everybody. I can hear you, but I don't know why the video is not working.
Oh, it's the best of all worlds. Yeah, probably just as well.
There you go.
Turn on your camera.
I got the little, I mean, it's lit up like it's on.
In the little three dots in the upper left-hand part of your Zoom. You click on that, there should be an on-off for the video.
Like giving me an option to stop the video.
Oh,
And down in the lower left with the little camera thing, it says it's on.
Hmm.
Oh, well,
Well, we're seeing the image of a camera with a slash through it.
that's what I see for me too. Huh. I don't get it. I saw this before and I went out and came back in. Tried that. Record, captions, documents.
Like that on the paper signature.
HP, should be that, it's on.
I think Peter was gonna be on too, wasn't he?
Who?
Peter?
I thought so. I know you invited him. And Larry will come.
Hey, guys.
Here it is. Hey, Larry.
All right, trying to look around. Do we have enough people for a quorum? Who am I?
Yeah, we're all here.
You're all there? Okay, awesome. All right. One more minute.
That was Peter. Good evening, Peter. How you doing?
Hey guys, I'm doing well. How are you?
Great.
All right, just trying to hook up all this high-tech agenda stuff for the iPad here, which is awesome. All right, I'll call the North Hero Water Board meeting, January 13th, 2025, 6 p.m. to order. And first on the list is adjustments to the agenda. Do we have any adjustments? Hearing none, I'll move forward. Approval of the minutes, December 9th, 2024.
Move to approve the minutes from the last meeting. I will second. Thank you, Lisa.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Was that everybody?
Yep.
You know what, the eagle or eye or whatever we call it here, the owl, when one of you guys speak, it doesn't go to you. I'm just getting Corinne and Andy, and then and that's it.
Well, who do you need besides the two of us, Larry?
So
No comment.
now at this point, Andy's gone. So whatever you did, all I see is Corinne.
But can you hear us when we talk?
I can, but it's just kind of strange. I hadn't seen it like that before. So, okay. Anyways, approval of the warrants, January 13th, 2025. The warrant funds, can't even see, is Frank there?
Yeah.
Okay, how about it, Frank?
So, like to propose a motion for approval of two warrants, Fund 21 and Fund 22. Fund 21, the amount of 21,269.43, and Fund 22, the amount of 11,771.04.
I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? Okay, hearing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I,
Aye. Any nays? So it passes. All right. Moving on, recognition of visitors. Aldridge and Elliott. Do we have a representative?
Yeah, we have Alex here.
Hey, Alex.
Good evening.
Water tank project bids. Award name owners, authorized representative for the project. Okay.
I just, can I make a quick request before we get started, Larry? You know, there's over 100 pages in their bid analysis. I'm sure, Alex, you're not planning on going through the whole thing, but you can just
No.
kind of give us a high level
Yep.
overview is what we're
Yep.
looking for.
Yeah, do you want me to start with that now?
Yeah, please.
Okay, great. Yeah, so we advertised the project in the Vermont bid system on November 6th. We had a bid opening date of December 16th, and we received 3 bids. Our engineer's estimate was $1,525,000. And we received 3 bids, like I said, in order of lowest to highest was Negley and Chase at $1,597,720. So pretty close to our estimate. The next was Cortland Construction of $1,668,900. And lastly was Kingsbury at $2,390,255. And so that puts the total, including the Negley and Chase's bid, along with the plant PLC and SCADA update of $25,000, that puts the construction subtotal at $1,622,720 with 5% construction contingency. Eventually, that boils down to a estimated total project cost that includes the final design and step 3 construction services and some other costs, legal, administrative, at $2,001,656. There is plenty of capacity there funded funding for that. And we went through the bid analysis, and the report is lengthy. We contacted their bid bond, insurance, along with their financial, and they have the capacity for both for this project. And along with, they did do the appropriate DBE reaching out. I don't think they're using any, but they did the appropriate step that the state requires. So boils down to basically that we recommend Negline Chase for this project. We worked with them for years. Rob Higgins is the vice president. He's very receptive to any concerns the owner might have. They've been great to deal with. So honestly, it's a pleasure that they are the apparent low. We don't have any concerns really.
Okay, thank you, Alex. Appreciate that. Discussion by the board?
No, I'll just throw in that I also am familiar with the company, and their current CEO used to be my boss for quite a few years, so I know him, know the company well, and I think they'll do us a very good job.
Sounds like Andy's abstaining from the vote. Anyways, so Negline Chase, they have done work for us before. Their work was good, and their work has held up also. So I have no problem with them. And would somebody like to make a motion, or would we need more discussion?
Well, my understanding, Larry, I believe we're going to want to go through the select board for final approval. So I think the motion would be that the water board recommend to the select board that we award the contract to Negline Chase. And if that's your understanding, that's the motion I will make.
Yeah, I'm good with that motion. So second on it?
Second.
Any more discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any nays? Oh, I lost you, didn't I?
There were no nays, if you can hear me.
All right, I sort of lost you guys there for a minute. Sorry. See if I can get you back. There we are. All right, so it passed unanimously. All right, the and I'm trying to get in to look at it. The A&E letter bid analysis. So this is all just the paperwork for backup that's listed down through there. Is that correct, Andy?
That's correct. And if you go down quite a ways, and actually it's part of the agenda. Yes, the other action we need tonight is just to make it official that I will be the owner's representative for the project. And there is a
all right.
now, hang on just a second, I'll tell you yeah, and if you're looking at the whole agenda package, it looks like page 101.
All right, I'm looking on the
water allocation, I'm sorry.
I'm looking on the enhanced one, which is
Whoop. That,
but I can go back to the other one.
No, I think you need to go to the
Which one?
one on the web, because I don't think I printed it.
okay, yeah.
They're looking, I didn't print all the 100 pages for the,
Yeah, can you, for Larry's reference, find the one that, and it's down there quite a ways. It's on a Town of North Hero letterhead, but Aldrich and Elliott had put it together.
And what am I looking for, Andy? The wording?
It's a letter from the Town of North Hero, I believe, to Aldrich and Elliott, designating me as the owner's representative, something to that effect.
Okay, so has this been approved by the select board already, or is this the?
No, this would be part of, I would present that at next week's meeting along with the recommendation of award.
So
So I move that we assign that to, go ahead.
Nope, go ahead.
That we assign that to Andy to, as we have in the past, to recommend to the select board that they approve him as the owner's rep.
Second.
Do we have a second?
Yes, second.
Okay. And any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any nays? No nays. All right, Andy, so you will take those two requests to the next select board meeting?
Yeah, and assuming the select board approves it, I will sign the contract on behalf of the town, and then, you know, I'll be responsible as the project goes on for, you know, monthly pay requisitions and change orders, all that sort of thing.
Yeah,
And I will do the best job I can at keeping the board up to date. I'll probably end up doing like a weekly report during construction.
yeah, please keep the board up to date, and especially of any type of large changes.
Yep.
Or decisions that sort of change.
I already have Alex's guarantee there will be no change orders on this project, right, Alex?
I don't know if I ever said that, but sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah, well, there's always changes.
Yeah, I know, yep.
And can we check just quickly, how about breaking ground? Do we have a projected time?
We haven't spoken with Negley and Chase on that. I'm assuming it'd be April, April 15th is usually kind of the tentative start date for most of these projects. I guess it just all depends on when they can start procuring materials, and as soon as we can award them the contract, they can start the submittal process. So my best guess would be April 15th, May 1st timeframe.
Okay, thanks, Alex. What I would suggest is let's not take it for granted, because we are on a very sensitive timeline, as you know, to spend money and to get the second project going. So if you can be on top of them and ask them and tell them that it is our desire to start as quickly as possible. And if there's any type delays, we need to know ASAP.
I think the first significant step will be a pre-construction meeting shortly after the contract is awarded. So we'll go through the schedule in detail at that meeting, which I'm hoping will happen by sometime in February. Alex, does that seem reasonable?
Yeah, that seems reasonable. I guess it all depends on their schedule, but we can definitely try and push for that. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, that sounds good. So Andy, maybe you can do what we were doing before of keeping sort of a monthly, here's what we're planning to do for this month, the next month, so that we can stay where we need to be right through to when we plan on having it completely done. I think that would be a good idea to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Any other input, gentlemen, on that for him? All right, so I think we can call that complete and move on unless Alex has something else for us.
Nope, I got that's it. I'm happy that they're the apparent low. It's been great. It's great to work with them, so I'm looking forward to this one as well.
Excellent. So
thanks, Alex.
Yep. All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Wagner Development Partners. Do we have anybody from Wagner online? For some reason,
I'm still here. I'm still here, Larry.
There you are. I'm sorry, my Zoom link isn't zooming the way it normally does.
No problem.
Maybe
I wasn't sure if there's anything you needed specifically, or if there's any questions. But obviously, Alex had it all under control.
Yeah, I guess the big thing, while we got you, Peter, is we obviously need an updated budget based on the bid results. I think you've got all the information.
Correct.
Talked to Sean Fielder from USDA the other day. With the bid number and the revised budget, he just needs an updated cost breakdown that assures him that we have enough funds to cover the entire cost of the project, so.
Yep,
uh,
not a problem.
that's-
And I don't know if Lisa wants to use the pro forma development budget that we have for sending that information to him, or how she wants to do it. I was gonna, I was just waiting for this meeting to make sure that Negley and Chase was the recommended contractor. And then later this week, I'll work on updating the budget for you.
Okay,
Yeah,
Okay,
that works.
yeah,
Yep.
that's fine.
Good.
and you know what? Make sure you get a copy of it so that we can look to see exactly where those funds are coming from. So that we can plan phase 2 here and know that it's gonna go exactly the way that we chatted, I think the last time we chatted, of where we wanted to see those funds.
Yep, not a problem at all.
Excellent, great. Any other questions?
Nope. And Lisa, if you need anything specific from me, you know how to contact me.
Okay, thanks, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
Thank you, Peter.
No problem. And if you guys have any other questions regarding the USDA requirements from Sean, I'm happy to chat with anyone if you need to. Otherwise, it seems like you're moving ahead on that.
Yeah, I think we got it under control.
Okay, great. Then I'll just work on the budget and I'll send that off to everyone later this week.
Super, thank you.
No problem. You guys have a great night.
You too.
SOS report, DBP issue. Do we have an update on that, Brian or Andy?
Yeah, I got the tests back from our special tests that are not part of our compliance. And they're looking good
Good,
for now.
for now. Okay. Any additional support or follow-up that Kevin needs, or?
Nope, not right now.
Okay. Anything else for SOS, or is that it?
Hands full right now with some equipment malfunction studies on them.
I sent him an email, I think, a couple days ago, congratulating him that we're 12 days or 10 days into the year and we haven't had a break yet.
I know. That's terrible. That's a dirty word.
Talk about speaking too soon, Larry.
You know, I texted him when it was going on and said, hey, you had to sneak one more in for the year. But no, well, at least it wasn't a extremely critical one. That's good. Well, it started off not extremely critical, but water credit supervisor report.
Yes, so we have $9.82 outstanding from fiscal year 23-24, just one account. And $2,121.14 from 24-25 outstanding.
Wow. That's good work. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Those threatening phone calls.
I know. Those nasty
Anything-
letters I send every month.
Anything you need from us? Are you
No,
Good?
Nope.
Excellent.
I'm good. Thank you.
Allocation letters, let's see, I signed 2 or 3. O'Neill and Pertons. Just the SOP to keep everybody in the loop and to let us know that we have hook-on fees coming in and potentially new customers soon.
Well, these aren't new customers. These are people that are already connected to water and are changing
Oh, okay.
connections.
These
are.
aren't the ones I signed on.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, they are.
Krebs and Lansing and Jay Bierman needed it for those state permits They needed the water allocation letters. One of them is the house on the corner of Pilots Point and Station Road that's been torn down. They're building a brand new residence.
Okay,
So Kevin, the question is, do they need to submit the plans to you to redetermine ERUs?
well, the question is if it is anything, I guess the answer is if it's anything out of the norm. So what are which one?
So
Just-
Station Road had a water connection going to the house, the primary residence, and then a milk house, they called it.
Milk
And
house.
now they're having a connection to the main residence and a ADU. The milk house is being changed to an ADU. So same connection, same, no additional. I think it was a 4-bedroom residence, now going to a 3-bedroom residence with an ADU.
And what's an ADU, an additional unit? or-
Accessory dwelling unit.
And
Okay.
what was their ERU prior to this? Just one?
I think it's
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Nothing's changed.
Nothing's changed. Okay.
Okay.
And I think it's the same thing with the Lakeview Drive.
Mhm.
Okay, we just gotta make sure, I think we dealt with a couple of these already, haven't we? With these new units showing up? Or somebody turning their garage into an apartment, which
That's
is
one of the-
really what it is. I think before we jump too quickly, Lisa, we might want to look back in and see if there's any comparisons like this that we are charging them differently, or if we are charging them one. I sort of remember, didn't we have somebody turned a garage into the equivalent of an ADU? And did we charge them more, or did we just say, no, it's still one, even though it's?
I'm thinking of Greenpoint Road where they had a garage that had a bathroom, and I think we do charge them 1.33.
Okay,
Yeah, 'cause they added a bath.
Bell
They
is
added a
ringing
bath-
with me too, Larry.
what's that?
I said that bell is ringing with me too, that we did something a little bit above one on those other ones.
Yeah, so what is excuse me, an ADU? Is it a 1-bedroom with a bath and a kitchen? I mean, is it self-contained? What is it?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Larry. And the state allows anybody to add an ADU as long as there's sufficient water and sewer capacity. And yeah, it's basic, and it's I think it can go up to 900 square feet, but it's basically 1 bedroom, 1 kitchen, 1 bathroom.
So I think, guys, we should probably I try to always charge everybody in the justifiable same manner. And I think there's probably something additional there. I mean, if it was 1.3 for the other one or 3.3, it sounds like this should probably be the same. And we should probably chat about it as more of these come on. Is that where we want to be or not where we want to be?
Mhm.
Brian,
I think
you
it's-
look like you want to say something.
They're on the same line. I don't see a big point in trying to charge them a partial add-on or something unless they're increasing the number of bedrooms in the use, and it doesn't look like they're doing either at either of these places. I mean,
Well,
same amount of water use.
Well, they're increasing the bedrooms and they're adding a bathroom and a kitchen, right?
They're not increasing the bedroom.
Yeah, I don't think they're increasing the bedrooms.
They had 4 bedrooms in the old home, that now they're gonna have 3 plus the 1 ADU. So they're still gonna have 4 bedrooms.
All right. All I know is from past experience, we need to have something that is gonna work for all of them. We've never really did it on bedrooms unless it's commercial. Part of it, but we don't charge a guy that's got a 6-bedroom home any more than the one that's got a 2-bedroom home. But what we do charge is if they have a separate structure, we're even charging some people if they have a large garage for water. In fact, I'm pretty sure my neighbor to the south of me gets charged because he has additional usage there. So
the one on Lakeview, Jay Bierman says going from a 3-bedroom to a 2-bedroom with an outbuilding with 1 bedroom. 420 was the previous gallons per day, and 420 is the new proposed gallons per day. So it's kind of no change. 3 bedrooms was 3 bedrooms, it now 3 bedrooms, same amount of gallons per day.
so you guys want to stay with the one?
Mhm.
Yeah, for these two
Yeah,
circumstances.
but I do think we need to look at specifically at these as we move forward.
The Greenpoint one, they added another line to it
Yeah,
rather than just coming off their original line. And I think that
The
because
ADU will have that, won't it? I don't have to. It's a separate building.
no, it doesn't have to be a separate building. It could be attached to the main building.
Mhm. But that's why we added extras, like, I was looking at, well, now we have another curb stop to deal with, so, that kind of made sense, but this is still one curb stop, same number of bedrooms, same number of people. I don't think we should increase those.
So, a motion.
We need, I will move that for both of these allocation letters that we maintain the billing at 1 ERU for each of them.
Second,
Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Jim, did I hear you?
Well, I said it and I'll say it again. Aye. So you got it this time?
I got it.
Good.
It sounds like no nays. All right. Good. Board of discussion action items, winter work projects. Brian?
well, from SOS, they're pretty much doing what he said he was gonna be doing, replacing the lines and the chemical feeds and doing a lot of repairs right now. They're having issues with their new turbine emitters. Because they're detecting particulate suspended matter and considering it as turbidity, and he's working on it. But other than that, he's adhering pretty much to the winter work project schedule that he originally gave us.
All right, thank you. And Andy, I think this is you, changes to the procurement policy to accept online bids update.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really done anything more. I think the subject has come up at the select board, correct? And
Yep.
they are considering it.
Okay. I would say at this point, it's in their hands, and we should probably take it off the agenda for next time. And when we go and need to do the same thing in a few more months, if they don't have a policy, we will go back to them and request in the same manner again.
Okay.
Let's see, water storage tank project timeline discussion. So the water storage tank timeline, amendment to engineering contract signed. Amendment to owner engineer agreement. That's gonna be signed, right?
Yeah, that was signed by the select board or by Carl.
Okay, update storage tank budget. So we talked about that a little bit, and
There was an updated summary in the packet.
and it's what, two point.
111. Yeah, it's just over 2 million.
Okay, and we just gotta make sure that we start spending that money the way we had talked about, so that phase 2 works smoothly, and which will allow us to spend all the money. Any questions on these as I'm going through? Just let me know, or Andy, if you think there's something important in there.
Yep, no, we're fine.
Step 3, construction loan progress update. Anything there, Lisa?
Well, we turned in a application last week, I think, 2 applications, one for phase 1, which and I talked to Jason Booth the other day, is until we actually get the funding finalized, we have to submit the applications every year. So we resubmitted the application for phase 1, and we also, I think, submitted a new application for phase 2. They were due at the end of January, and they've both been submitted.
So maybe I'm confused with this one. This isn't the this is step 3 of the construction loan progress update, which should be the step of the funds that we've already secured, just try to get our hands on them.
Right.
Which
and
is
as I
different
understand,
one you're talking about, I think, Andy.
No, we're talking about the same thing. It's the funds that we've been approved for, but we don't physically have the funds. We don't have final approval, so we needed to submit this application to stay on the top of the list, apparently. That's kind of the way Jason explained it to me.
Okay, I thought that, all right. I thought we were putting that in for for phase 2, but.
We did that. We did 2 applications.
Okay.
At the same time, yep.
But step 3 is still underway, though. We're still in contact, and that's going smoothly. Okay.
Yeah, the status has not changed. It's just part of the process that we had to keep up with.
Okay. Underground piping permit.
That's just informational that I think that we received that.
Yes.
Okay. Phase 2, US Route 2 water line replacement timeline. And replacement. Brian, you got anything new there?
Just that we have the contract that we need to sign.
Okay.
We've already signed that, right, with Aldrich and Elliott?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's already been signed and approved by the select board, so we're good to go there.
yeah, okay.
So, I would think.
Right.
That was the amendment. I haven't been to the last few meetings, so I could totally be wrong, but I thought that was the amendment to the water.
I thought-
I don't think we have a.
Okay, no, you're right, we
contract
do
yet.
not. Yeah, I was thinking of the amendment too.
Right, the amendment's all set.
I think
The
they
amendment.
sent us
Step
a
1.
contract for the phase 2 work that needs to be signed.
Yeah.
Do we have a contract?
I haven't seen the contract. It's not
I
in
don't
the
think we have
packet.
one for phase.
That's
2.
why it's still on the agenda.
Yeah,
They're working.
They
So
haven't sent it.
They haven't sent it yet.
Oh, okay, we're waiting for it.
well, I think we need to probably get our arms around the scope, which I know you guys have been working on.
So Brian, will you
Yes, I'll get in touch with Jason.
and tell him we're looking for the draft on that, and tell him we'd like some sort of timeline of
Yeah.
trying to move that forward. And I know Wayne's he's south of me right now till March or something. I think he's down this way hanging out. North Hero Route 2, Step 2. North Hero Route 2 Waterline, Step 2 DW app. Drinking water application. So that is the application that you have to put in each year to try to get on the priority list.
Right. And that application went in last week.
And that's for the pipe. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Discussion of disbursements and requirements for grant funding. All right,
What's going on, just so you'll know, what's going on with the draft engineering contract is we're waiting for approval from the state on it. They've sent a draft.
Okay, all right, yeah,
And that's why we don't have the final contract before us to sign tonight.
okay,
And they're expecting it sometime this month.
great.
thank you, Brian. But yeah, we gave them the scope of everything pretty much already, Andy. We're just looking for the timeline, and then I guess as we move into this project, we can hone in on the dollar amount. We gave them what we thought would work, but now the 2.1 mil being spent, I think we can probably get a better handle on what's going to be left, which may be more than we've given them, Brian. Any concerns or anything left we got to do with the 3 grants, or are we pretty much there?
No, USDA, just a real pleasure to work with. They are going to be doing an audit here in the town office. They sent us, Sean sent us a letter with 6 different things that they're gonna look into, including it's a lot of it has to do with the Civil Rights Act, about civil rights training. Let's see. Having posters, having a non-discrimination statement, which currently the town does not have, and I think we're going to try to get one approved through the select board. Handicap access, there's a whole long questionnaire about that. It's pretty involved, and it's going to take a little bit of time to respond to it. Corinne and I went through it last week. I've talked to Sean again. And he emphasized, he said this is a no penalty situation. In other words, he's required to do this audit. We don't necessarily have to pass everything on the audit, but we've got to go through it. So we're expecting that to probably happen sometime during the month of February.
Okay, well, it'd be good to, have you shared this stuff with the select board yet? Anybody?
Not yet.
So
No, not yet.
let's make sure we share it with the select board. What I would say is, if it's a no harm, no foul type activity, let's look at what we can do easily. And if you got to put a notice up in the workspace, I mean, I would think that's like an easy one.
We're on that.
Or if you need a policy, the whoever owns and works in the workspace could probably decide to hang up the generic state of Vermont one.
Yeah. Well, no, I think the easy thing that we don't have is the non-discrimination policy, and we're planning to go through the select board to come up with that. You know, one of the other things, and there's like 15 pages on language assistance programs for people who are not fluent in English, and, you know, how do we help them along? And, you know, we obviously have no policy at all in North Hero, and I think Sean understands that. But those are the types of stuff that they're looking at. So I'm not anticipating that we're gonna try to come up with a language assistance program.
The issue here is not necessarily whether or not Sean signs off on us and is willing to move ahead with giving us the money, but eventually it's passing the single audit. He's giving us notice that these are things that are required, and there are citations in the federal law. And when it comes time to do the single audit, even if Sean gave us the money, if they haven't come into being, we would run the risk of not passing the single audit and perhaps
Right.
having to pay back the money.
Yeah.
So this is something, so what Sean has said is great. It makes us not, like when this first came through, I was kind of freaking out thinking this had to be done by January 17th. So I don't think it does. We've had Peter review this, and he's given us a list of 6 things that he recommends at a minimum be done based on this review, and I've had Kathy Fink, who is a lister in the town of North Hero and has worked for many years in HR developing policy, review this, and she completely agreed 100% with Peter's findings, which is always great when that happens. And they are, you basically, and Kathy was great because she was willing to come in and spend a few hours, and she pulled up every single CFD, reference in the federal language, and had actually compared to how that worked with our organization, and she knows our organization really well. So basically we need to adopt, Larry?
Yes.
I'm sorry, were you gonna try and say something?
No, I said good.
Okay, so we gotta adopt a policy, we gotta appoint somebody responsible for enforcing the policy, we have to have a grievance process around the policy. We have to have a transition plan for the USDA because it won't be in effect when they come and do the compliance review, but to make sure it's in effect before the single audit. We have to display the non-discrimination posters and notify the public of the non-discrimination policy.
Okay.
Nothing here is daunting. It's going a little frustrating of the work level when I wasn't anticipating it at this time of year with the annual meeting, but it's all good.
And if we need more time, Sean said there's not really any deadline on this, and if we need more time, just to basically ask him.
Well, this would be my thoughts, and you probably already did that, Corinne. Don't go out and try to build the castle.
Oh, yeah,
Just go steal somebody's.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Right.
North Carolina is really good. Kathy has drafted 2 documents for me already that I'm gonna have the lawyer review. And this is what comes back to you. It'll be under the water board, this review for this grant process. That's, but I didn't know what your involvement. Do you want to be reviewing these documents? Eventually they'll go to the select board. They will be townwide, but they're required for this project.
I don't, we don't have anything to say about it that will affect it in any way.
No, I don't either. It's, I mean, we probably should take a look at it, but you're right.
Yeah, we should be
Ultimately, it's gonna be
CC'd on it.
the select
But
board that
after the
adopts
fact,
it.
we do.
Okay. Oh, the other thing is they both agreed that the buildings associated with the water storage tank should all be proclaimed not open to the public. That would help with a lot of these requirements.
Yeah.
Well, they're already posted.
So-
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's posted over here, but it should be, will
Well, it
be. Yeah, it will be.
It will be, yeah, because, well, this one over here has also got confined space that has to be posted.
Yeah.
Well, it's gated too.
Yeah, and it'll be, yeah, it's gonna have a gate.
Yeah,
Yep.
but just to make sure that it's
Yep.
official. No.
No tours on Saturday or Sunday.
Yep.
All right, but yeah, my advice again is, don't try to build the castle somebody already has, and try to befriend them and get what you need that way. And that's my input. Anything else on the 3 grants?
Well, I have some experience with some audits like this stuff too, from a couple different lives in the past. If it's something that you feel you want to complete, but it's not done yet, a lot of times they'll accept a anticipated completion date in that space as opposed to I don't have it. So I'm not trying to build a castle, but if it's something you think you want to get done because it's easy, but it's not done yet, put a date down.
Yeah,
Be done
Sean
by
made that.
end of July, and that will be good for them. Seen
Yeah.
it before.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, anything else? Hearing none, gonna move on to the individual that's been speaking the most tonight. Frank, that's you. CD.
We have a couple of CDs that are maturing this month. And then also 2 in February. As we know, we've been rolling these on a 1-month basis, which I still believe is a prudent effort. And I'd certainly recommend that we continue to do that in the current fashion until further notice.
I would move that we would continue with the 1-month renewal on the CDs.
I'll second.
Any more discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I heard you. No nays. All right, anything else, you wanna share with us, Frank, out of that, or?
No, none of that. I think it's pretty straightforward.
Okay,
What I would say is that I do, we've seen a lot of crazy things going on in the news in the world, and that, I believe it is going to increase. And so I think we just all have to be, cognizant of what's happening and, on the economic side, as well as, the FBI director is gonna be stepping down, said the other day that, there have been infiltrators that have put malicious software in our infrastructure,
Mhm.
all around the country. I'm not sure if North Hero is on the list of, Chinese, infrastructure, cyber computer, intrusions, but,
I'm pretty sure they got my cell phone when I go to work.
I just want to put it on the table for us to keep in mind as we go forward and, know that it's an immediate threat, but it could be elsewhere, and we should just be thoughtful about news that might come up that we hear about.
Yep, good. All right, and let's see, so that puts us into SharePoint. Let's see, SharePoint folder. What have we got going on there? Are we just adding to it?
No, I made some changes to the settings, and I was going to experiment with the community hall committee before and see how I did. But because it was on your agenda, Lisa sent out the link for you to try and access again. I think,
Let's see, was that a couple days ago?
so it's in the email that she sent out the agenda packet with. If you
Okay,
scroll to the bottom, there's a link to the agenda, a link to the Zoom meeting, and then it says Corinne made some updates to the settings. Here's the link to try again. I mean, I believe our issue it should be as easy as you get a link and you click on it, and then you can get into the SharePoint site.
One
And-
thing,
Yeah, and you all have been struggling with it. So I finally took some time and dove into it, and the settings weren't correct.
Oh.
So they've all been updated. So. the
So
next-
mine says sign in with email, phone, or Skype. Is that all we need to do to get in there? Meaning I went and opened that link
Okay,
that you have on here. The water boards general / Microsoft Team, is that it? Yeah, Microsoft Teams. So I open it up and a sign in screen shows up in Microsoft. Do I just stick in any email and it's gonna let me in?
I would use the email you have on file for the
Okay,
LW.
let me try this. AOL.com. All right, next. Says we'll send a sign-in request to your phone to sign in with.
How would it know your phone though? No,
Yeah, I shouldn't know.
it wouldn't know your phone, so.
So, or it says use your password instead, but
It's still asking for a password.
You wouldn't have a password. You're not supposed to need one. So I think at this point, what I'm gonna
Mine,
do-
I just tried it. I just tried it, and it asked me for a password.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to remove you all and re-add you, and you'll send new links.
Okay.
When I created the group, everybody got a link. And from my understanding of this research is if you need to go back and find that original link, but it was 2 years ago. So I was trying to avoid the step of creating you all over again, but I think that's what has to happen next.
okay. Well, thanks for hanging in there.
That's for the guy who can get it.
So you can get in, well, maybe because I added you more currently and you clicked on the current link,
Maybe.
and yeah. So I won't touch you. Thank you for bringing that up. So.
I don't want to break it.
Exactly, exactly. Andy, had you gotten in?
I have, yes, but I think I had to do this, I had to, sign into my Microsoft account, and I think that's maybe what Larry was looking at.
Yes.
I had to verify my Microsoft account.
That's a different password and something that
Yeah.
I think you would authenticate with locally.
I mean, this is the concern is there are people who have Microsoft personally or through their work. And I'm trying to set it up so that it'll work for everybody in association with the town, but without paying for licenses for everybody. And so this is why it's not going smoothly. enough.
Microsoft account.
They're making it
They
very
want you to-
difficult. I have a real problem. I have like 9 accounts
Yeah.
and I struggle.
Oh,
They want
yeah.
me to sign into all these different
Yeah.
Microsoft accounts and it's, but
Well, it's designed so you're only supposed to have one personal and one business. Like,
That's not working. out.
yeah, that's. Anyway, okay. That's,
So I was in it a few months ago when we were doing it, but I haven't been able to get back in since then. But anyways, I think we're doing good. We got 2 out of 5 that's getting in there. We're almost over the edge.
Yeah,
I'm never gonna look at it anyway. So. 2 out of 4.
All right, thank you though. Appointed positions.
Made the changes.
Well, this was like.
Who's coming up this year?
Jim and I.
Yeah,
But yeah.
Jim and Andy.
Sorry.
All right, let's see. My thing is going back and forth. I'm looking for the wording. There we go. If somebody else has got it while I'm looking for it, wants to read it, that would be.
The
fun.
announcement says, the one from last year says, the North Hero Select Board will appoint 2 Water Board Commissioners to 3-year terms at their March 17th meeting. If you would like to be considered for this position, please submit a letter of interest to the Water Board by the end of March 3rd, 2025.
Okay,
Letters of interest will be reviewed at the March 10th Water Board meeting. Based on the review of the applicants, the Water Board will make a recommendation for Select Board consideration. And it gives the email address and mailing address and drop-off location.
okay, I see it. Now, has the select board sent out their letter yet?
We have not. But appointments will happen, March 17th.
March 17th. Okay,
I move that we just update the dates in that notice and send it out again.
These are the dates.
Oh,
Yeah, they are the
I already
new-
did, yeah. March
Oh, okay.
17th is Select Board meeting, March 10th is the Water Board meeting, and I asked that they be in by March 3rd so they can be included in the packet that goes to you guys.
Okay, so I don't want to get ahead of the select board, so let's wait until the select board sends out their notification. And then we will post it on the website
And
and-
around town, and you want a front porch forum, I think we did last year?
yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
And should it include I think we said no last year, but water credit supervisor? Because that's an appointment every year. Do you want that on there?
I don't think we need it on there, but if you put it on there, then somebody's not gonna say otherwise. But that doesn't show up as a appointed.
Select Board.
I don't think that shows up. Where does that show up? Like in the town report, does it show up with your name and serving for a year? I think we can leave. I think we can leave it out. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I agree.
We will reappoint her at our March or
Right.
April meeting. So I think that should cover it.
Yep.
And then unless the select board sends us a letter saying we have to advertise it, then I don't think we need to.
Yeah, I think the real question is, provided you plan on doing it again, we won't have to advertise.
Where's that?
So, all right, and like I said, my thought is, let's wait for the notification. from the select board and then put it on our website. The Front Porch Forum, I think just a one-time deal is fine. And unless there's some other new requirement that the select board comes up with. Further discussion on that, guys? All right.
Sounds good.
Future agenda items. If we go back through, where are we gonna be? We're gonna want to keep, let's see. The water storage project. I'm just looking where's the best spot to put it. I think we're gonna want to keep the water storage project on there somewhere. A timeline that we talked about, Andy, and updates on it.
I agree.
And probably a whole section, along with sort of folding into it, funding in there with Wagner sort of flowing into it. And otherwise, SOS, water credits. I don't have anything. We can keep the placeholders. We can keep the grant stuff, the financial. Anything else you guys can think about?
Nope.
Want?
Keep everything on discussion.
And we obviously need phase 2 in there too, with a tentative engineering contract to and take action on, possibly, I guess. Does that sound good, Brian? Does that work?
Yes. Yeah, we should have it by then.
Okay. All right. Anything else, guys? Frank, Jim?
No.
Okay. A prediction on the stock market? So.
Move the fixed income.
Yeah, bonds good.
I'm in the 3 months.
I would stay in the short end of the curve for sure.
All right, are we ready to adjourn?
I move to adjourn.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, the ayes have it. Thanks, gentlemen, and I'm sorry for my confusion when the owl wasn't moving around here. I don't know if I need to update something. It was working fine last time. It just maybe it's the owl's getting old and it doesn't hear as well.
That's
Well,
another
Larry,
thing.
when we first
Yeah.
came on, it was not moving around, then it started, so I experienced the same thing you did, so.
Okay, yeah, I saw as we moved on. So maybe it is something going on with the receiver. Maybe it's got a little dust or lint or something on it that it's not working as well, but who knows?
Why don't you kick it?
So,
Just a gentle nudge.
We'll reboot it, see if it does anything.
all right. Thanks, guys.
Good night, all.
All right, good night, see ya.
Right.
Jim.
Follow-up question.